everything's gonna be alright. And when we get there, I'ma see a pretty, pretty, pretty young thing. I'ma ask her to take my hand, head to the floor, we gon' dance. And when we get there, best believe we're gonna do a two-step. Ain't no drama in here, so don't stress. Step to the right, then side to the left.
Good evening and welcome to the Stephen Knight Show. I hope you have a great Monday to get a little bit better for you right now. Tonight we welcome Atlanta personal injury attorney Michal M. He will inspire us, y'all. He used to work at a large firm, and he stepped out on faith and started his own. He talks about why he did that. So for any entrepreneur out there that wants to become their own boss, you definitely want to hear his story. And then remember Bad Boy R&B trio Total? Well, you know, my sister Pam, she was in there. Well, Kima, one of the former group members, she's back as a solo artist with a new single called Luv Me Back. She talks about that and talks about what happened to Total. Then we're bringing the latest in movie reviews, sports, and the best indie music out there. Hot topics, we're breaking down everything from the royal wedding to the discussion. Some people, people were praising the royal wedding and the couple, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, but Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, his fans were confused on why it was okay for that interracial relationship but not the Donald Glover one. So we're going to talk about that, plus all that and much more. Look, stay tuned. When we come back, hot topics. Right back after this.
On the beat is too flexing. If you taste my banana, you're not going. If you taste my banana, you not go home. My baby banana, baby, you not go home. My baby banana, baby, you not go home. If you taste my banana, you not go home. If you taste my banana, you not go home. Oh my baby, my African lady, oh baby, she's my lady, my beautiful baby, oh baby, oh my lady, my African baby, oh baby, she's my lady, my fine sweetie, oh sweet, sweet baby. See, I get the banana, a sweet, sweet banana. I get the banana, my big, big banana. You will like my banana, titi, sweetie banana. Oh my baby, fun, fun baby, oh eh. Oh my baby, my sweetie baby, oh eh. Oh my baby, fun, fun, fun baby, oh. So I say, I will give it to you, sucker, sucker. I say sucker, I will give it to you, my sucker, so you will take it, sucker. If you taste my banana, you not go home. If you taste my banana, you not go home. My baby banana, baby, you not go home. My baby banana, baby, you not go home. Opa wile me, opa motika. Oh my jula, oh weje, opa me kalebio. Na jula ya ya nyunale, opa me kalebio. You know that the mono na jula, opa mo reje. Wa opa me kalebio. Wa ye mo dale ma o. Ale nyaze me na mo dale ma opa mo kalebio. Nyamale mo na mo dale ma opa me kalebio. Oh my baby, my African lady, oh baby, she's my lady, my beautiful baby, oh eh. Oh my lady, my African baby, oh eh. Baby, she's my lady, my fine sweetie, oh sweet, sweet baby. See, I get the banana, a sweet, sweet banana. I get the banana, my big, big banana. You will like my banana, titi, sweetie banana. Oh my baby, fun, fun baby, oh eh. Yeah, you wale wale, mama wale wale, yeah, you wale wale, you know that I'm your male, yeah, you wale wale, no you wale wale, yeah, you wale wale, male wale, male. If you taste my banana, you not go home. If you taste my banana, you not
beat is too flexing.
Feels so good. Feels so good.
It's KJ on the beat.
We're all alone. Nobody knows. It's a little secret. That's how we should keep it. Baby, we've been creeping on the low. No time to waste. It's getting late. We jump off the deep end. Not supposed to be here, but it feels so good. Feels so right. When you love me like that, I touch you right there. Kiss me on my neck. The love we make is real. And it feels so good. Feels so good. Let me put my love on top. Give you what you need. When we make love, get inside with me. 'Cause it feels so good. Feels so good. Oh, so wrong. But the feeling strong. Every time I see you, I think about when we I can't help but think about it all the time. Close the door. Give me some more. You have my mind going every time you're doing your thing. And it feels so when you love me like that. Touch you right there. Kiss me on my neck. The love we make is real. And it feels so, know it feels good. Feels so good. Feels so good to me. Put my love on top. Give you what you need. When we make love, get inside with me. 'Cause it feels so good. Feels so good. Love it how you on top of me. Love it how you on top of me. On top of me. Love it how you on top of me. On top of me. Feels so good. Touch you right there. Kiss me on my neck. The love we make is real. And it feels so good. Feels so good. Feels so good. So good. So good. Put my love on top. Give you what you need. When we make love, get inside with me. Feels so good. Feels so good.
Welcome back to the Stephen A. Show. Miss Parker, how's it going?
Happy Monday. How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain. How was your weekend?
Weekend was great as usual.
Right.
Trying to recover from the weekend and get ready for the week. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I was telling you earlier that I ran into a friend of our show, Faith Evans, yesterday. I was at Del Frisco's, and she came in and sat at the bar, and I joked to my friend. I said, "Look at Faith Evans over there," and I didn't really think it was her. And I said, "No, that is Faith Evans." And I don't like going up to celebrities, and I don't like being that person. But I thought, since I've met her before and she's been on the show 3 times, let me go over and speak. And I did. She's really nice, and we were talking. I was telling her I didn't really want to bother her, but she ended up talking to me more, so I sat down. We were talking for a little bit. I thought it was really cool. I said to my friend, how can I just go up and talk to celebrities now that have been on the show? It's just interesting. But anyway, she was real sweet and everything. It was good seeing her.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Chike, what's going on with you?
Awesome.
Hey, brother. How are you?
I'm good. She asked about you, too, by the way, Chike.
That's my homie. My homie.
Yeah, she asked about you. But how was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. I was finishing celebrating my birthday. I was actually in D.C. It was like a little quiet trip. I was asked to go speak at a round table. It was a discussion about pop culture. And they asked me to come, chime in and add my 2 cents in. I felt very honored, to be on the grounds of Howard University. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go.
That's so nice.
So I just kind of buzzed in there and, buzzed back. But I did enjoy some DC. I did not call Adam, so let's not tell him.
Right. Don't worry, Adam always does that to me. He'll come, I was in Atlanta, but you know how it is. Yeah, okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Do y'all have any plans for Memorial Day weekend coming up?
I know at my job we're having a departmental cookout on Sunday, and on Saturday I'm going to Coney Island to a house music festival. So I'm actually looking for that, outside dancing, in the great outdoors. I love that.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I think that's like half the afternoon, so it's a way for me to be out in the sun and jumping around and absorbing the beats. Yeah.
Most definitely.
I'm looking forward. Yeah.
Had you guys on mute. I'm actually getting ready to start packing now and heading to Cuba.
Cuba. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm super excited. It's going to be interesting just because there's so many details that people are telling me to remember, do this, remember, do that. It's a pretty new destination, so I'm usually not as, I don't want to say nervous, but a little bit unsure, and I want to make sure I have all the stuff that I'm going to need, just because I don't have any input.
If no one's told you ahead of time, Ms. Parker, make sure that you change all your currency over, because you will not have access to do ATM and swipey. They have none of that.
Yeah,
she did that. She was talking about today.
I ordered my currency already, so I have a large group of friends that have already been, so I was able to use a lot of their itineraries and stuff like that. So we're super excited. It's a group of 17 people.
That's awesome.
I've only traveled with one, and it was in state, so it's going to be interesting. It's not my normal travel group that I'm usually with, a large group. But it's something different, and I'm excited, and we'll see how it goes. I'm super excited, though.
It's going to be amazing.
I never had a bad vacation, so.
Right.
So I'm
exactly.
Sure it's going to be, I make the best out of wherever I am, so.
Exactly.
I travel pretty well, so I'm not worried about that, but I'm excited.
Yeah, well, hope you all have an amazing time. And we'll definitely miss you Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, and happy belated birthday, Chike.
Thank you.
Yeah, most definitely.
27 again, yes.
It's amazing.
Aren't we all?
Well, our question of the day is, do you think finances should determine when or when not someone should have children? Ms. Parker?
Yes. I think it's irresponsible to have children when you're not financially stable. I know you spoke about finances, but I think there's a lot of things that you should be prepared for before you have children. I think people take having children so lightly. I think you should be emotionally and mentally stable as well before you decide to have children. But financially, of course, I definitely think so.
Chike?
I agree, but the lessons in my family, what they tell people is that you'll get ready once the child comes. That's basically been the consensus. So me personally, I do believe that you need to be financially ready, but we were raised on you'll get ready. Having a child makes you ready if you're responsible.
I think people, they have to realize the importance of having a child. You're bringing a life into this world that's going to contribute to society and everything going on. And we meet so many people now that are just so hurt and so misguided because they didn't have, the tools or what. When they were kids.
Right. So when I tell people that I haven't had children for social reasons, they're like, oh, you want your social life? They don't understand that I think it's a huge social responsibility to have children. You got to be in a space where you're emotionally and mentally, spiritually healed or in the right space, obviously, to have children. I don't think you should have children that have to go through the same process of healing that we've had to go through. And some people are not even in the conscious space of knowing that they need to be healed or they need healing.
Yeah.
And they're just popping out children. I know for a fact that the whole saying, that you get ready when you have children is false. Because I know many people who are not ready and they have a bunch of them, and they're still not ready. Those kids unfortunately, are going to repeat the same cycle that they grew up in: poverty, mentally, emotionally, and financially.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're creating the same mess that we should be trying to get out of, right? So the next generation should be in a better space in all those areas than we were. And we should be a little bit more prepared than our parents were, but I'm not sure that's something that enters people's consciousness as they decide to have children. It's just, it's time, I'm getting older, I want to marry and have this I'm supposed to be doing. And that, to me, that is a really harmful message that society puts out there, because I think that we are creating a society that is less prepared to be in society. So we're having children who are not given the tools they need to be successful citizens of this society.
Yeah,
true. But even more so for me, and more so than the financial part of it, I think that more children need to be raised with both parents. Children need that yin and yang of male and female together raising them, because they need that component to be well-rounded. And a lot of people are jumping into these short-term relationships, and they get caught up and they have these children, then they realize that they don't want to be together, and then they separate, which leaves one partner raising the child by themselves, and you're only pouring into a half of what the child needs in order to be well-rounded. I think that family component is more important than the financial part.
Well, tweet us at Stephen Knight Show, SHO, and let us know, do you think finances should determine when or when not someone should have children? All right, hot topic. So everyone's been talking about the royal wedding that happened on Saturday between Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Did you all watch? What were your thoughts?
I saw some of it. I thought
2020 did a special after the ceremony, after the wedding. It was pretty well done. I mean, obviously, we've been bombarded with every news channel, every programming, everything you can think of on social media. I'm kind of over it. Happy for them. Luck to them. The wedding was, parts of it I felt was very heartwarming and touching, and it looked beautiful. Yeah, we've already had it. Now let's move on. I was, flipping through the channels right before the show started, and CNN was actually talking about the comparison between her and Diana, and what impact is her impact, how close her impact is going to be to what Princess Diana's legacy was. Like, really, let it go.
Right.
It's just not that serious. Just let it go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wendy Williams said this morning they finally got married. Finally, now we can move on. We can move on. But I did like they showed. I saw clips from wedding, and they what they did was they incorporated both of their backgrounds. They had like a African gospel choir there, even some of the musicians, and then of course the pastor who married them. He was the first black. I can't remember what his title was, but they had a lot of the African culture there, which I really liked. And they had pictures. What do you think about this? So, two of his ex-girlfriends were there. One of them, he was together for like 7 years. She was there, and people started making memes of her looking sad, saying it should have been me. But apparently that's tradition. They invite their exes to. I was going to
say that's their culture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
it's a cultural thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even more so, they don't really date outside of certain circles.
Right.
So those people, those women that he dated in the past are a part of still royalty to some degree.
Mm-hmm. And they said that
they don't really date outside that circle.
Yeah, they said they're still friends too, but it was star-studded. They had the Queen had a lunch reception right after the wedding with 600 guests, and Oprah was there. What's her name? Idris Elba was there. Serena Williams was there. A lot of people were there, and they said that Elton John played a medley of songs for them, and they had old soul classics and 60 R&B hits. They had a drink, a custom drink called When Harry Met Meghan cocktail that was made of rum and ginger. And they had late night burgers, and they said that Harry and Meghan left there after midnight. And, yeah. Well, we wish them all, they didn't go on
going into the reception.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's just overwhelming that people were really interested in all those details. I don't care about what drinks they had. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I know people are obviously infatuated, and they do care, because if they didn't care, that information wouldn't be out there.
Right.
But it's just weird to me that you care about what somebody drank at their wedding. But I'm sure they had a good time, and I'm proud of how Meghan handled the whole wedding with her family, on her dad's side of the family, and other stuff that they've been saying and doing. And also I'm proud of how she incorporated her culture. And I think Harry had a big hand in that as well, because his mother exposed him to different cultures, and he grew up in different places all over the continent. So I think that she had instilled the open-mindedness in him and his brother. And so it's great to see.
Yeah. Well, so next topic, some of it still has to do with the wedding. So thousands of people were tweeting about Meghan Markle and her mom, how they overcame divorce and racial bias to marry into royalty, and it went viral, of course, over the weekend. But Donald Glover fans are calling it BS that everyone's praising this couple. They're saying, one person tweeted, "Imagine you were emotionally abused by your stepkids. You were isolated by your ex-husband's family for being black. Your husband then divorced you. Then you had to raise a daughter on your own, and she's now a princess. There's a guy." That was some of the good stuff they were saying. They're saying just a week before the royal nuptials, Donald Glover was getting dragged for having a white, his woman being Caucasian. The rapper Childish Gambino went viral himself for This Is America video. Some folks took issue with it being that he was pandering to the black plight for clicks, when in real life he's married to a white woman. So what are your thoughts?
I think that's two separate things. I think social media is just messy. I think there's two separate issues, because I think the whole Meghan thing, first of all, I think that for me, I'm looking at her as, because she's found to love her long as she got married, regardless. It is what it is. And I don't think she even identifies as claim black. She claims biracial, right? So as far as the cultural thing, I think what upset people about dating Glover was because he is supposed to be pro-black, and we had this discussion before.
Yeah.
So I understand a lot of people who are pro-black or activists in the black community are married to actually white women, especially the men. And there have been some women, too, Maya Angelou, for example, who I love.
Yeah.
I do think that it is. I do think that it is an issue that has to do with them feeling like they have to somehow connect with their oppressor, right? So I think it's deeper than us just seeing it on a level. So it's hard to have this conversation, because I think people only see it on the surface level. So regardless of that, I think that what upset black women is that he's a pro-black activist. Like, that's what he claims to live and breathe pro-blackness. And there's a video out there with him saying that he can never marry a white woman because a white woman will never understand his struggle. That the white woman will never speak his language. That a white woman will never he will never be able to come home and express himself wholly and freely to a white woman, because she could never walk in his shoes. These were his words just a few years ago. And I know people change, but if your whole message is pro-black, it's just a bit confusing. And I'm sure anybody who even his fan or defending him can see that it is a contradiction. But that doesn't diminish the fact that he is doing well for our community as far as the message that he's putting out there. We shouldn't just disqualify him for moving forward and culturally expressing the beauty of our culture and who we are. It was through his art and through his awareness. That should still be praised. I can still say, yeah, he's a great artist and I appreciate what he's doing, but he is making a contradiction. That's just facts, right? It's not bashing him or anything. I think people are always like, oh, you're judging whatever because it's facts. It is a contradiction. There isn't a subjective point of view in that. It's just facts. He's a contradiction of what he claims to be and who he claims to it's compared to his life and his love life. But that's human being. We're all very complicated, and love is complicated. So I think that his situation is so much different from hers. She comes from a biracial background. She grew up partly with her father and a whole side of white people. And I don't think she even claims African American, and she claims biracial, so she celebrates both sides of who she is. And so I think it's a bit different from that.
What are your thoughts, Chike?
It's pretty simple for me. That the whole imagery of an African American male and a Caucasian female has never been accepted. Whereas though the other way around, if it's a Caucasian male and African American female, that tends to be more palatable for society. And if you look at, relationships over time, that's how it's been. Society doesn't really accept African American males being with Caucasian females. But the whole narrative of Caucasian males being with African American females is palatable. And if you look at the interracial relationships that are depicted on television and in shows, most of them are Caucasian males with African American females.
And that's very interesting.
I think honestly, I don't think so. I think it's the other way around. I think black men have been able to date white women, not able, but have chosen to date outside of their race more so than black women.
That's true. I agree, but it's always been looked at as negative.
From the black community, and I think from black women, and this is why I'm gonna give you a good reason why I posted on Facebook today, and that was the most sound explanation ever. Is that black women have an issue with it because black men doesn't celebrate black women, and black women are not respected or protected by black men, right? So when we see them doing so with another race, it's hurtful because black women chooses black men regardless. Every single time, something like 12% to 35% of ratio black men to black women dating outside of their race. Black women choose black men over anybody else all the time, and so I think for us, it seems it's hurtful. It's a respect thing, and that's what the girl was saying on Facebook. She was like, it's more of a disappointment where the disappointment turns into hurt. That regardless of what imagery we have seen and portrayed you as, regardless of what the media portrays you as, regardless of the amount of black men who are locked up compared to black women in America, there are more black women freed and single than black men in prison. Regardless of those facts that it keeps shoving down our throat, a lot of black women are single because they want a black man. It's not because they can't get married to somebody outside the race. It's because they want to marry a black man. So,
but I don't think it's just exclusive to the black community. I think it's in the Caucasian community as well. I think that when you see, even in the Caucasian community, when you see a Caucasian male and a black woman, it's more accepted than if you see a black man and a Caucasian woman. And that's even, especially with the Caucasian men. They don't like to see black men with their women, but they will surely date a black woman, and it's okay. I've even heard guys talk about, I can't wait to have an experience with a black woman. Like you're entitled to that.
Well, white men are always going to have issues with black men dating white women because it's a superiority thing, right? They feel superior, and that's, it's a slavery thing that goes way back. But white women have no problems with it. They'll lay down and chase a black bee across country. Okay, so. That's where it differs. So it's more of a deeper conversation than just that. And I think just social media just makes things so watered down and shadowed to the point where I feel like we can't have intelligent conversations about things because it's not being discussed at the root of what the issue is. It's like, oh, well, you guys celebrating her. It's just that it's so shallow and it's not even words. It's extreme to that point because it's like we're not having deeper conversations to really understand what's going on in our community. Opposed to having these shallow conversations, everybody getting upset and calling each other names on Facebook. It's ridiculous.
Well, I think that there's a disconnect because I saw people having this conversation on someone I went to high school, and he's played in NFL, and he's a sportscaster now, and he was saying that he sees nothing wrong with and I've only known him to date white women as long as I've known him from high school, but he said that when he was young, a black woman wouldn't date him because he spoke well, He didn't dress. He didn't have like this thug bad boy, aura or personality. And he said that black girls laughed at him, so he ended up dating white women. And he said that because if you don't fit a certain mold, you're either typecast as weird, or you have to be gay, or you have to be anything but just I'm different from what's supposed to be the norm. And I thought that was an interesting perspective because I didn't know that about him. I didn't know that black women weren't or girls weren't dating him. I just thought he just liked white women. But that was his story. And there were several people that said that in that thread.
I saw that on Facebook too. I saw what people were saying that black women don't date nerdy men, and this is my comeback for it. I am so sick of black men making excuses for their choices. Just say, you know what, I like white women. But my thing is, with them saying that, there are nerdy black girls that they won't date. So it could be a simple thing as you're not dating within your, whatever your standards of who you should be dating might have been too high. And that's for everybody. That goes for everybody.
Yeah.
Every single person. There are people out there who we choose outside of our what is it called? They're not in our league, okay?
Yeah.
They're not in our league socially. They're not in our league look-wise, whatever. We have to be honest with ourselves. And I think the number one issue with black men is that they don't deal with rejection very well. And their ego allows them to just make choices that belittles and make black women seem like we have victimized them in some way. So you know how many times I got cussed out on social media because I didn't respond to some black man's inbox. And this white guy inboxed me, and I didn't respond. And he kept inboxing, and I finally said, hey, I'm not single. And he was like, I'm so sorry for bothering you. I just think you're beautiful. Thanks for getting back to me, and thanks for being kind to say something back to me. But that would have never happened with a black man. He would have went in on me, and there's like, it's just ridiculous. It's not anything personal. If somebody doesn't like me as a woman, black women get rejected all the time. We move on. But for a black man, for a black woman to say, I don't like you, there are nerd women out there, black women out there who like nerdy guys. But those nerdy guys want the stripper girls, and they don't want the nerdy guys. They want the ball player and drug dealers. So you're just dating outside of your league. It's just that simple.
Yeah, the thing is definitely a disconnect that a conversation needs to continue for sure. Well, let's take a quick break. We'll come back with more hot topics right back after this.
Then we taking over. One time.
That's the nigga they chasing, but the trooper she jacking. Man get never suffer, suffer, man get never suffer, suffer. I'm relying on the waiting, but I'm in the setting. That's the nigga they chasing, but the trooper she jacking. I said that you pass, she waiting, she checking, she looking like she not know what they are talking. I told her that trouble, she causing the way that she rocking and shaking her tuma. Onina Fatumata, put it on me like she from Kakata. All the men is scatter, now bene I want in a chocolate. When you tie your lapa and you wear your skin test, when you rocking your tuma, Bange, I want marry you, Chamu, I want take you. Anything you want, I give it to you. Take my knee, my money, my car, my clothes, my everything, oh. Suffer, I can never suffer, suffer, I'm relying on the waiting, but I'm in the setting. That's the nigga they chasing, but the trooper she jacking. I can never suffer, suffer, I can never suffer. I'm relying on the waiting, but I'm in the setting. That's the nigga they chasing, but the trooper she jacking. What play you non see funk get capping? Like I said before, hungry line blocking. You leave it, another scamming with bop it. Grab it, squeeze it with dry face. That it done, you will be trying how to catch it. You know you're missing a casa bavete. Fix it, all five, trying how to catch it. Then you want speed series now till they get. Pretty girl, let me take you out of dinner. I got a cheddar, forgive me, I was a sinner. Gonna be better from January down to December. Take trips, go to spas even in the winter. So sexy, gorgeous, and beautiful. Everything that we do is so memorable. I'm feeling you from your head down to your toes. Don't have to speak on it, I'm gonna show. Setting, that's the nigga they chasing, but the chupa she jacking. Forget never suffer, suffer, forget never suffer, suffer. I'm relying on the waiting, but I'm in the setting. That's the nigga they chasing, but the chupa she jacking.
Anytime she walking, the boy them be watching. Anytime she walking, the boy them be shaking. Baby girl, you temptation. Anytime you turn girl, you confusion. Baby girl, you temptation. Anytime you turn girl, you confusion. Baby girl, you blow my mind away. Anytime you turn like way, girl, you make me wanting you tonight. Forget, never, you never suffer. Forget never suffer. I'm relying on the waiting, but I'm in the setting. That's the nigga they chasing, but the chupa she jacking. Forget never suffer. Forget never suffer. I'm relying on the waiting, but I'm in the setting. That's the nigga they chasing, but the chupa she jacking.
in my suitcase. I'm only taking what I need. The world is waiting for me. I won't sit home any longer. Since I've died, enough hunger. And I should be making a difference. I know I'm telling the truth. Wasted potential is the death of many. Yet there's plenty of dead men who live, 'cause their words live on, though they've been long gone. Yes, I know I wanna be like them. I've got places to be. I've got to see. Let's get along. It's time to go. What we waiting for? Out to my suitcase. Giving out my suitcase. State to state. I'm going state to state. Country to country. I'm living out to my suitcase. Living out to my suitcase. I'm gonna make a difference. Not gonna walk in ignorance. Make the world listen. I'ma leave an imprint. Yes, they gon' know I'm here. The world is gonna be my stage. And when I'm long gone, they
a legacy. Yes, you and me go make history. Wasted potential is the death of many. Yet there's plenty of dead men who live. 'Cause their words live on, though they've been long gone. Yes, I know I wanna be like them. I've got places to come on and just stop the dance at the road. It's time to go. Let's roll. I'm gonna be living out of my suitcase. State to state, country to country, smelling the hay. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Out of my suitcase. Let's change the world for every boy and girl. Let's lend a hand. Let's take a stand. When facing fears, they'll disappear. Let's change the world for every boy and girl. Let's lend a hand. Let's take a stand. When facing fears, they'll disappear. I got places to be, things to see. Let's hit the road. It's time to go. What we waiting for? I'm gonna be living out of my suitcase. Country to country, smelling the hay. If that's what it takes, I'm living out of my suitcase. Places to be, things to see. I got places to be. It's time to go. What we waiting for? I'm gonna be living out of my suitcase. City to city, state to state, country to country, smelling the hay. If that's what it takes, I'm living out of my suitcase. If you believe in your dream, won't you sing and say, out of my suitcase. If you believe in your dream, out of my suitcase.
Hey, what's up? This is Kima, and you're listening to the Stephen Knight Show. Make sure you check out that Luv Me Back.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. I want to remind you, all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, of course, our official website, thestephenknightshow.com. You can also find us on iTunes, on iHeartRadio. Just go to our website. All right, so Kendrick Lamar had to remove a fan from the stage in Alabama at the it was the Hangout Festival in Alabama last night. So he called a young lady on the stage. She was a white woman. She probably was in her early 20s from what she looked like. And he was allowing her to perform one of his songs with him. And so she was, I'm ready. And so he turns on the music, and so she gave her the mic. She's going in, and she kept using the N-word. And so he stops the music. He said, I'm sorry, but there's one word you need to bleep out when you're performing the song. And the crowd was booing and all that. And she said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I did." And so she said, "Please let me do it again. I'll bleep it out. I'm sorry." And he gave her the mic. He said, "Y'all ready?" Turn the music on. And at first she was bleeping it out, but then she said it again. So he stopped and said, "You know what? This ain't gonna work." And he had her removed from the stage. I think he handled it very well.
As he should have.
Yeah.
Should have.
Mhm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I couldn't believe it. And the person who posted the video.
Every single artist should do moving forward.
Mhm. Yeah.
Should have.
The person who put it on social media was recorded was a white girl. Post. She said, "I can't believe this B just used the N-word on stage with Kendrick Lamar." What are your thoughts on that? Obviously, Ms. Parker, I know your thoughts.
I think he acted appropriately. I think that was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
that has to start somewhere. That has to start somewhere, and I'm glad it started with something like him who has that platform.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, because she said it so loosely, you could tell she said it all the time, and I don't think she does it from a racist standpoint, but you cannot say that word. You cannot say that word.
It's inappropriate.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
inappropriate. Just like a Trump supporter would never understand why we're upset this order for them. They just understand why they can't use the word. I don't get it.
Exactly. All right, well, last topic. So Andy Cohen was on McCarthy. What's her name? The one that used to be on The View? McCarthy. The blonde. Melissa McCarthy's cousin, Jenny McCarthy. He was on her podcast, and he was saying that she was asking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and he was saying that this last reunion was so hard for him when Kim came out because everyone was ganging up on her and that she wasn't able to defend herself. And the more she talked, the worse it got, and he felt really badly for her. And he said that what he should have done is just walked off the set. Because he said everyone else walked off the set. He said, I've never walked off the set, but I should have walked out of the set because I felt I was out of control, and I felt bad for her because they were ganging up on her. What are your thoughts on that?
Who, the guy that hosts the show?
Yeah, Andy
Cohen. The show?
Yeah.
He said he felt bad for her.
He said, yeah, because he said it's one thing if everyone's coming at you, but you're good at coming back and you can defend yourself. He said Kim wasn't defending herself well, and the more she talked,
but it's nobody's fault that she's not going to defend herself. She's whatever. I can guarantee whatever issues they had with her was well earned.
I was going to say, I mean, isn't she there and she has to cope due to her own volition? She brought herself to that point. It's all her own doing.
Right.
The chips fall where they may.
I can't believe you said that.
Yeah, I was shocked you said
TV,
too.
Baby.
I was shocked you said it too. Well, anyway, that's our hot topics. Ms. Parker, thank you so much. Have a great time in Cuba. Of course, I'll be talking to you before then. And Chike, I know you're staying on for movie reviews, so we'll be right back after this. All right.
Your love is showing me my path. My heart belongs in your grasp. I only see you underneath your light. I can't survive without your kiss. My life dripping from your lips. I'm nowhere if I'm not by your side. Feels like time slows down, and every breath is getting longer. I feel my heart sinking to the ground, and every weakness is getting stronger. And as I'm falling, I can feel you lift me up underneath your wings. And it's every touch how you take my love and bring it back to life. You bring it back to life. I feel your fire burn underneath my skin. And it's every touch how you take my love and bring it back to life. You bring it back to life. And I'm breathing in every single sound you make. I can feel your words all in the air. With your voice making my heart beat. If your soul is all I see, it's like the rest of the world is not there. It feels like time slows down, and every breath is getting longer. I feel my heart sinking to the ground, and every weakness is getting stronger. And as I'm falling, I can feel you lift me up underneath your wings. And it's every touch how you take my love and bring it back to life. You bring it back to life. I feel your fire burn underneath my skin. And it's every touch how you take my love and bring it back to life. You bring it back to life. And as I'm falling down, I feel you lift me up underneath your wings, and just every touch, how you take my love and bring it back to life. You bring it back to life. I feel your fire burn underneath my skin, and just every touch, how you take my love and bring it back to life. You bring it back to life. When I hit it, I don't call. No, I don't call. That's a message to you, bro. Bitch, I'm a dog. See, I'm married to the gang. I said I do it since that shit ain't been the same. I leveled up. I leveled up. I leveled up. They say more money, more problems, but on ones who ain't got none. I leveled up. 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 She said she heard I was on the come up. Out here moving like a boss, yeah, but don't know how much this shit costs. Yeah, she get money, I get money too. She the type I'm tryna pursue. Never change up, keep my mind stay the same. Got these broke boys feeling some type of way. I don't recognize when they talking down. Big accounts filled with large amounts. She just want a real nigga to come around. She just want a real nigga to come around. When I hit it, I don't call. No, I don't call. That's a message to you, bro. Bitch, I'm a dog. See, I'm married to the gang. I said I do it since that shit ain't been the same. I leveled up. I leveled up. I leveled up. They say more money, more problems, but on ones who ain't got none. I leveled up. I leveled up. I leveled up. I leveled up. Counting up all these bands, all these dead presidents. She want a one night stand. I told her go bring a friend. More money, more problems. I'm a rich nigga, I'ma solve it. She came in heading to foreign. I'm flexing on them so gorgeous. Go your bag, what's that rolling? Real recognize real, but I do not know you. Go your bag, what's that rolling? Real recognize real, but I do not know you. I don't recognize when they talking down. Bank accounts filled with large amounts. She just want a real nigga to come around. She just want a real nigga to come around. When I hit it, I don't call. No, I don't call. That's a message to you, bro. Bitch, I'm a dog. See, I'm married to the gang. I said I do it since that shit ain't been the same. I leveled up. I leveled up. I leveled up. They say more money, more problems, but on ones who ain't got none. I leveled up. I leveled up. I leveled up. I leveled up. When I hit it, I don't call. No, I won't call. That's a message to you, bro. Bitch, I'm a dog. See, I'm married to the game. I said I do since that shit ain't been the same. I leveled up.
What up, everybody? It's Bino French, and I'm here right now on Stephen Knight Radio. Make sure y'all go tune in to my new project, Just Bino, right now, streaming everywhere.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Our next guest is a personal law attorney who has received countless accolades for his excellence and practice in customer service. Now, additionally, he is also well respected amongst his peers in the legal community due to his desire to always advocate aggressively on behalf of his clients to ensure they are compensated fairly. He joins us tonight. Please help me welcome attorney Michael Day. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's very, very exciting. And again, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to bring me on the show to ask me some questions and kind of chat with me.
Most definitely, and I appreciate it. And, one thing I've learned, a lot of people, if they've never worked with an attorney or had an attorney, they never know when to call one. They know if I'm going to sue, I'm going to call an attorney. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about your background and what led to you even want to get into law.
Sure. So I'm the youngest of 5, and I've constantly growing up had to speak my mind and, let's call it what it is, argue with the siblings, right?
Right.
to get anything at all. So, as I was getting older and trying to figure out what the hell I wanted to do, which is the $1,000,000 question that everyone is asked, I just figured, well, I'm pretty good at arguing and making my points, and I've had a lot of experience doing it ever since I was a kid, so I might as well pursue the law.
Okay.
I enjoy, arguing on, other people's behalf, my behalf, and my clients' behalf, of course, but, it was just kind of a passion thing. I didn't realize I wanted to go to law school until, late in my career. I was doing real estate investing and developing before the housing market collapsed in 2007, and that's kind of really what propelled me into figuring out what the hell I wanted to do and do something a little bit different. And then I kind of found realistically my passion project in law, and utilizing, what you learn in school to open up a lot of different doors. And I get asked a lot, would you do it again? And the response without even a moment's hesitation is absolutely.
Yeah.
I loved the experience of law school. It was fantastic. But more importantly, like anyone who's out there considering doing it, whether you have hurdles ahead of you or not, put your mind to it and absolutely do it. It's going to be the most challenging thing you've ever done professionally.
Yeah.
But absolutely, at the end of the day, the most rewarding thing. So that was kind of how I got into it. I frequently get asked what do you do? I'm like, well, I'm a personal injury attorney, and obviously that in itself is kind of self-explanatory. But I think the more, and you and I were talking before, the more interesting aspect of it is the why question.
Right.
And it's, I worked for a really large firm before I decided to open up my own law firm, the Michal M Law Firm, LLC. And, the one thing that I kept coming, head on or face to face with is that I wasn't happy. And, I'm sitting here busting my ass day in and day out doing a really good job, but at the end of the day, it was for somebody else.
Exactly.
And that, after a while, I couldn't justify that. I'm like, I'm waking up and working, 70 hours, 80 hours a week so someone else can have a bigger vacation home, a nicer sports car, a boat, whatever.
Exactly.
And I was like, this is asinine. Why am I making someone else's dreams come true when I should go ahead and focus on my own?
So let me ask you.
I
was going to ask you, once you decided to make that leap and to start, your own practice, what was the first step? Because obviously if you're working for a large firm, they have that backing and everything. What was your first step in saying, okay, this is how I need to do this?
The first thing that I realistically had to come to terms with was the fear.
Okay.
And that was crippling. The thought of, well, what if I don't succeed, or what if this, or what if that, what if, a million what ifs. And my wife was very, very supportive. My family was very supportive, so were my friends. But the overall theme they had that they were telling me, they're like, Michael, get out of your own way.
Yeah.
You're going to be successful. Look how successful you've been thus far. Why is it going to change? And I think anything that you do, it's something that's new and it's different. There's always going to be that fear associated with it because it's the fear of the unknown. But the one thing, that I would see all the time on Instagram posts and, just talking to random people, fear kills more dreams than failure ever will.
That's true.
And if you don't try it, and whether you fail or you succeed, it's immaterial. If you don't try it, you're going to look back at some distant time in the future saying, crap, I wish I would have done that. And now it's too late. And now what am I supposed to do? It's like, the window of opportunity closed. And, I couldn't sit with that. I'm like, I have to put the ball in motion and start planning and kind of roundabout getting to the question you asked of, well, what did I do first? What's the steps? The fear was the first thing I had to overcome.
Right.
But systematically, the way my brain works is I'm very analytical. I'm going to break down things, and I'm going to plan. I'm going to execute. I'm going to figure out what the best way to do something is. And I did that for months. I prepared. I got, my business plan in place. I got my, I've been saving a long time to be able to do this venture on my own, get the funding situated, and just getting your practices and your procedures in place. I think a lot of the individuals that try to go out and do something, whether it's a law firm or whatever the hell it is, on their own, if there's no element of planning and preparation, I think that you set yourself up from an even harder standpoint to succeed. And I think that's why it's important to make sure. I'm visual, and I can't speak about yourself, but when I visually see something, I'm writing stuff down. If I've got goals, I got objectives, I'm like, okay, check, got that one. Let's go to the next one. But when you've got all these goals floating around in your head and these aspirations, how the hell do you keep them all organized? I think it's very, very important to write it down. Okay, this is what I want to accomplish. All right, well, how do you accomplish that? Well, I got to do this, this, and this. Okay, well, let's start with the small thing, and let's work our way up. And it's, it's obviously try and tribulations, and there's failures associated with everything. But I think that most people get a minor setback, and they view failure as the end-all, be-all, and you're done, no more, you can't do it again. Learn from it.
Exactly.
I cannot stress that enough. There's a really, really good, motivational speaker. I don't know what you would really classify him as, social media influencer, Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. That's Gary. He's amazing. I mean, a lot of the things that he was saying, I follow him on Instagram, I follow him on LinkedIn, and most all other social platforms. It's just believing in yourself, and I feel like so many people just get sidelined because they're surrounded by negative people. Get that crap out of your life. Surround yourself with positive, encouraging people. I mean, you have your own show. I mean, I'm sure that you probably had some setbacks from time to time.
Absolutely.
You had people encouraging you. That helped you, obviously, get to where you needed to be, right?
Right, exactly. I was going to ask you, once you made the decision to start your own firm and your own practice, did you get confirmation in different ways along the way? I know for me, like when I decided to venture out and do my own thing, I would start receiving confirmation, like, just out of nowhere, people saying things to me or me reading something out of nowhere. Did you have those experiences as you started to build your firm?
Yeah. I had it in both spectrums. An overwhelming amount of support is what I had a lot of. Every now and then you have, like, the naysayer.
Right.
Oh, how can you do this? You're leaving an X amount of job where you're, it's real cush. How could you possibly leave that? Because I'm not happy. Money's not everything. Money comes eventually.
Exactly.
But if you're giving excellent customer service, if you're kicking ass day in and day out for your clients, word of mouth travels.
It really does. Yeah.
It really, really does. Now, I had some attorneys that I knew and, kind of worked with, and some other, people, non-attorneys. Some were, oh, I can't believe you're doing this. And, they don't get the big picture. And it's not my job to explain them the big picture. I mean, if they're happy pushing paper left and right for someone else and making their dreams come true, more power to you. If you like that security, that's awesome. That's your story. Everyone has their own story, and mine, I'm in the beginning chapters of it. I don't know where, my life's going to go. No one really does. But all I know is that a year from now, 5 years from now, 30 years from now, I'm not going to look back and regret not doing something.
Not even, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And life is way too short to do that, and I can't do it. But the support's been very helpful. Not a lot of negative, feedback at all. Like I said, and again, I'm not sure if you do this with your show, but I try to do this with everything I do in life. Surround yourself with positive people, and you will be surprised on what you can accomplish with so many people supporting your decisions and encouraging you. And it's so simple, and it's free. People just giving you a good job, man. Keep kicking ass. Keep doing your thing. And social media has been very, very helpful for me personally.
Oh, yeah.
On like my Instagram, at Michael the Super Lawyer, I give out free advice. I try to help. Yeah, and that's how it's supposed to be. Like, I don't know, you see so many, I guess my style is very atypical for most attorneys. I'm not a stuffy attorney. I'm like every other person. I'm a human. I deserve to be, we all deserve to be treated a certain way, and that's just, the golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated. I just think there's so many attorneys out there that are so stuffy they give everyone else a bad name.
That's true. That's true.
And when I was kind of creating my brand and my practice, I was like, well, I sure as hell don't want to be the stuffy attorney, and I want to be myself. I'm laid back. I got a lot of chill, and I, just want to be as helpful as humanly possible to my clients. And it's kind of going opposite direction of most attorneys, I guess.
It's true.
They like to think that they're really cool. I'm like, nah, you're no different from anybody else.
Let me ask you, because, we see a lot of, in any industry, a lot of competition. So what was it, did that play a part? Well, I know you said that you had to get past the fear. Was part of that fear, oh, there are a million attorneys out there? Or was it that you already knew that this is what I'm going to do? How did you kind of stand up to the competition? That's my question.
Well, this kind of goes back to the family thing I was telling you earlier. I'm the youngest of 5.
Right.
There's always competition in my family.
True.
I grew up in a very athletic family.
Mm-hmm.
I played sports in college. My sister as well. My brothers not so much, but in high school and growing up, they were very, very athletic and very competitive. So I welcome competition.
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone can do. And let me say this and let me explain it, because I don't want to come off as being arrogant. But not everyone can do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Most attorneys can do what I do, but most attorneys can't be me. And that,
exactly.
I think, kind of helps distinguish yourself from the next person in line. You know what? Like what I do as an attorney, a personal injury attorney, anyone with some semblance of, understanding of how it works knows how to do it. Obviously,
right.
There's more nuances to what we do. It's not, just like a layup. But, if you're somewhat intelligent on the process, you can do the same menial task from point A to point B. I think what helps really distinguish me in terms of the competition is being real with
right.
my clients and not. I mean, I see it all the time, and it's really, honestly, it's kind of disgusting. They will, some attorneys will just try to make themselves come off as more important than what they really are,
mm-hmm.
and that's just, I think that kills their own competition and helps set me apart from them.
Yeah.
And I'm not foolish. There's always going to be people that have a bigger budget than me or more resources than me, and I'm going to have the situation too where I'm going to have more resources and bigger budget than other attorneys. But I don't really think that makes or breaks the firm. Ever.
Right, exactly.
Surely
exactly.
not the attorney either. As long as you're doing what you need to do, providing good customer service to your clients, I think it makes it a lot easier to do your job and do your job better than someone that thinks their shit doesn't stink. It's just
exactly.
It's just so interesting to me on the egos and the male bravado of my profession, where
mm-hmm.
they'd much rather be a known attorney amongst their peers, but not their clients. And at the end of the day, it's like, I don't. My peers respect me. I'm a top 10 attorney under the age of 40 in the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
And,
But your peers don't pay you either.
Yeah. I mean, they respect me because I work with them and I work
right.
well with others, kind of going back to the team thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, I don't know. The competition, I always love competition. It's fun. But I don't let what other people are doing dictate what I do. Because
exactly.
if that gets you out of your own game, and that's, at the end of the day, that's not what it's about. For example, like your show, if you saw someone that's always on, doing a show and they're doing something different, and you're like, well, that's not my style, but they got a lot of viewers, or you're not going to go change the way you're doing
exactly.
you to fit into their mold. That's bullshit. Do
exactly.
you, and I think that's more authentic, and then it brings more, clients or listeners or whomever.
I agree.
To your medium, but I don't know. Sorry, sometimes I get
no, but you're right. You're right.
Spots, but it's kind of a stream of conscious type thing. It's when you're asked. I don't know. I just want to give you more information than necessary, but I
Well, it's greatly appreciated.
I love competition.
Yeah,
love the competition.
So, what are some of the cases that you're seeing? In this climate, a lot going on obviously in the world today. What are some of the cases that you're seeing that you can talk about?
Well, I mainly do personal injury. So my bread and butter is catastrophic injuries, car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, negligent security, stuff like that. It doesn't really change that much what's going on for what I do with regard to the political climate. When we have a crappier economy, I see more clients coming in, as you can imagine, because if the economy is really bad and someone that generally would have gotten injured in an accident really wouldn't have pursued anything, and that sometimes impacts their decision making. But all of my clients I vet quite thoroughly. The goal is to get better. The goal is not to treat to get money, and I am very, very transparent with that in my clients. My goal is to represent the client and make sure that they're getting better and obviously achieving whatever's medically warranted in terms of care. But in terms of the cases that I see a lot, it's interesting. The summertime, I see more accident cases because people aren't in school, they're driving more. Holiday season, same thing. And then during the school year, you don't see it as much because there's not as many people on the road per se. But the statistics and analytics of how frequent the accidents are and how frequent they reach out of attorneys is kind of interesting. July generally tends to be a really heavy month for me, and then kind of tapers down as you're getting into football season. And here's my theory, at least: as football season kicks back in, I start seeing more accidents because people are traveling to and from the games. I'm a Georgia fan. Went to UGA. Go Dogs. Try to get up there as much as possible. But going up to 316 to Athens from Atlanta, the traffic is so brutal. You see it every single day. There's like 15 accidents on the way up there.
It's crazy.
And
it's crazy.
They're trying to, at least in Georgia, they're trying to make it a little bit safer on the road with the distracted driving bill that they're trying to push through right now. You can't text and drive anymore. That's illegal. And now you really can't do much of anything on your phone, which I think is a good thing. More hands-free is better.
It is.
There's no text message that's worth reading or replying to that potentially could injure someone's life. That's selfish.
I agree, and I know that years ago I would say, I can text and drive. I know what I'm doing. Till one time I almost hit the guardrail, not paying attention. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know what?
You and me both, man.
Let's put this down.
Yeah. You and me both. I put it down. I've got the hands-free in my car, so if I get a text, the car will read it to me, and then I reply back. But even then, it's like, I don't know about you, but when I'm in my car, I love music. This is what I spend my money on. This is what I do in my free time. I go to concerts all the time. When I'm in my car listening to music, I really just kind of want to unplug, and I want to jam out to what I'm listening to and not have to worry about, reading some text message or whatnot. I'd rather listen to my music, and then when I get to a safe location, that's when I will reply back, because most things can wait. And surely for the safety of others, I think that's an important thing to do.
Well, I know you mentioned that you do, and I saw it I was on your Instagram earlier today, and I saw that you do give free advice. What's the best way if someone has, obviously your Instagram, you can definitely shout that out, but if someone wants to reach out to you for your services here in Georgia, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
They can call my office. I always, honestly, the Instagram, it's instant because it's a direct message. It's like texting with your attorney. Once a client retains me, they actually get my cell phone number, my office number, my assistant's number, all of our contact information. But Instagram's such a great platform where it gives the smallest of companies to the largest of companies the same equal footing in terms of marketing yourself. Let's call it what it is. Instagram's a broadcasting medium, if you will, and the entry level to get in there is so low that anyone can do it.
Absolutely.
And it's free. You can post stuff. I get a lot of questions. Probably 200 plus a week on Instagram about, this is my situation. Can you help me? Can you do this, that, or whatever? I will do everything I possibly can to help every single person. Now, that's how it should be. Again, my approach to the practice of law is a lot different from most individuals, but I encourage them always to reach out to me. I'm like, listen, maybe I'm able to help, maybe I'm not. If I'm not, let me see if I can get you someone who can help. That's just kind of coming from a big Italian family, like the family dynamic. We always got each other's back.
Look out for each other.
Exactly. And then when you're dealing with someone, for example, what I do, insurance companies, I always get asked this question. It's so funny. My clients are like, well, the insurance company's there to help us. That's what we're paying them for. And I'm like, no, back the hell up. Not at all.
No.
They're a for-profit organization. So do you think they want to pay you for what you went through, or do you think they want to generate more money for the CEO, CFOs, and everyone on the management level?
Exactly.
Because it's the latter. They don't care about anybody. And that's kind of a hard reality for a lot of people to, like, grasp. Like, what do you mean? I've been paying my premiums. I'm like, yeah, it's the largest racket in the world. It's an insurance racket. They want our money in every single, or scam rather, but they want our money every single month, but they rarely ever want to do the right thing. And that's where the cool thing is. It allows me to be the voice of the underrepresented and disenfranchised and kick their ass. And these insurance companies, it's really disgusting, honestly. They try to pull the wool over so many people's eyes just to save themselves a buck or two.
Exactly.
And that's disgusting. I mean, it's so difficult to swallow that pill, but that's, kind of going back full circle to what I was saying earlier, being the youngest of 5 and constantly having to argue and speak up. It's kind of, like an ideal job for me. And this segues me into making sure that insurance companies aren't trying to take advantage of my clients. Surely not happening on my watch. I can tell you that.
And we definitely appreciate you for it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's kind of how, like, going back to the Instagram thing, that's why I'm using that platform a lot, is just to break that barrier. Because when most people think attorney, you're like, ugh, I don't want to talk to an attorney. They think their shit doesn't stink and they're so much smarter than everybody. Like, that's not how it's supposed to be. If you have a personal matter that you need to talk to, I don't want my clients coming in and feeling intimidated to talk to me. So that's kind of why I take the the Instagram. I'm like, here's me. This is who you're dealing with. I'm the owner of the firm, and I want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable to reach out. There's no such thing as a stupid question. The only stupid question is one you don't ask. And it's sometimes more challenging to ask those questions to an attorney because you don't know them. But that's, I try to be relaxed. I mean, most of the times when I'm meeting my clients, I got a T-shirt, jeans on, and a sport coat, and I feel comfortable. I want my clients to feel comfortable. Now, when we're in a courtroom, you can bet your ass I'm in a suit, and I look good. But I want to make sure my clients. Exactly, you got to. I got the haircut high and tight. Nice. Actually, just got the haircut yesterday. But you gotta, you got to make sure the client's feeling comfortable with you, and that's always an important thing. And I think that's an overlooked aspect in the area of law, because everyone, has to feel more important than what they really are. And I just don't think that's how it should. It's changing. I mean, goodness gracious, the millennial market, as they're coming in and they're looking for attorneys, do you think they want to go deal with someone that's stuffy and, I'm not going to talk to my client, you talk to my assistant? No. The way my personal injury law firm works is I'm very very hands-on, on the front end of all the cases, through the entire case for that matter. But I want my clients to feel comfortable with who they're dealing with, because it is a personal matter, and not being passed around to a bunch of case managers or paralegals, not knowing who the hell your attorney is.
Exactly.
I had this was a while ago. I had an attorney, about 20 years ago. I don't even know how long. It's been a while. But I never met my attorney until we went to court, and I was like, that's not how it's supposed to be. I had so many questions. None of my questions were answered. It was an awful experience. So that's why I'm making my firm a little different. Not a little, let's say a lot different. I want to make sure that they feel comfortable. But, I mean, I could talk about the sappiness all day long, but genuinely that's why I do it. I want to make sure that my clients feel comfortable, because that's what every single person who gets an attorney should feel, period.
Most definitely. Michael, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. Tell everyone, again, your Instagram and your website. Yeah, so my Instagram is Michael, the Super Lawyer, Michael, the THE, Super, SUPER, Lawyer, LAWER, or LAWYER, sorry. My website is mmdattorney.com. That's M as in Michael, M as in Michael, D as in David, the word attorney, ATTORNEY.com. I hope no one ever needs to call me, but if any of your listeners ever need a personal injury attorney, do not hesitate to send me a DM on Instagram or call me on the website. All right. Well, Michael, thank you so much for your time again, and thank you for all that you're doing for Georgia and just being there for us when we need you. And I wish you continued success.
My pleasure.
All right.
And thank you so much for bringing me on the show today. It's great, and I cannot thank you enough for obviously extending the opportunity for me to come on. And if you ever want me to come again, please let me know. I'd love to chat anytime you want.
Absolutely, and I definitely appreciate it.
Of course. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week along with all your listeners, and let me know if you ever need anything. I'm always here to help.
I appreciate it. Listen, our thanks goes to Michael Day. For more information, you can go to our website, thestevennightshow.com, and we'll be right back after this.
Simple.
morning, you look amazing. I just wanna help you to wake up and start your day off. Call me for just don't have to stress, girl, about that mess in your office. Cause I know that John at work been irking you. She mad she ain't get that promotion too. She mad she don't look as good as you. Oh, got a man as good as you do. Baby, I got you. And I'll make it easy like Sunday morning, even on Monday morning. And I'll make it easy like Sunday morning, even on Monday morning. Hey, 'cause that's what your man is for, holding your door, grabbing them bags out the car, getting some shit out the cabinet, sending you good morning text when you mad at me. I make it easy like Sunday morning, even on Monday morning, baby. It's Monday morning, you look amazing. I just wanna keep you beside me. Can you call out, please? I'll make it worth it. I'll make it perfect. Don't you get dressed, you know what's next. I promise I'ma take you places you've never been. Right now, lay there, I'ma stare at you. 'Cause I ain't never seen something so beautiful, and I wanna take real good care of you. Baby, I got you. And I'll make it easy like Sunday morning, even on Monday morning. And I'll make it easy like Sunday morning, even on Monday morning. Hey, 'cause that's what your man is for, holding your door, grabbing them bags out the car, getting some shit out the cabinet, sending you good morning text when you mad at me. I make it easy like Sunday morning, even on Monday morning, baby. So what you need from me? 'Cause baby, I can be everything you could ever imagine so easily. You made me wanna put my phone down, give all my attention up to you now. Whatever you need me to do, I can take all of the stress over you. Easy like Sunday morning, even on Monday morning. And I'll make it easy like Sunday morning, even on Monday morning. Hey, 'cause that's what your man is for, holding your door, grabbing them bags out the car, getting some shit out the cabinet, sending you good morning text when you mad at me. I make it
I'm so sorry, man. I apologize.
easy like Sunday morning, even on Monday morning, baby.
All right, what's going on, y'all? This is Ricardo Grimhart in the airways. Right now, you listening to the Stephen Knight Show. Hey, don't go to sleep without saying your prayer.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Our next guest is a former member of Bad Boy R&B trio Total, whose hits include Can't You See, What About Us, Trippin', and my all-time favorite, Kissing You. She's back with a brand new single called Luv Me Back. Please help me welcome the very talented Kima. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, listen, I was telling you before we went on that, Pam from Total is my sister, part of my family. And so I've seen you all perform twice. I never got to meet you, unfortunately, but I saw you all perform twice, once in '98 on the Drew Hill tour, and then a few years ago, the Bad Boy Reunion tour. So before we get into all that, tell us how Total came to be. Now, what I understand is that you knew Keisha. Is that correct?
Yes, Keisha and I, we went to school together and we grew up together.
Okay.
And, Keisha, I remember one night we were going out, we were driving somewhere, we were in a car, and I was singing this Mariah Carey song, and she was just like, Kima, I didn't know you could sing. She was like, I always wanted to start a group. So she was like, let's start a group. So
Okay.
We started the group, and then, we met Pam. Pam was she was a solo artist at the time, working with Storm Norm in Plainfield, and Keisha and I was working with him, and he introduced us to Pam. He thought it would be a perfect fit, and at first she was like, I don't know, but then she wound up agreeing with it. That's how, we became total the three of us.
What's funny is I remember when Pam was, when I lived in Virginia, she came down with my brother to Virginia, and she was telling us that she was joining this group. And we were like, yeah, okay. I was thinking, okay. And then I saw the Juicy.
Everybody was like,
I saw the Juicy video. I said, she won't lie. She won't lie. So those early days, you all did Songs for Big, and you did, a lot of, you did One More Chance. When was it that you all, recorded your own music, and once it was released, what was that like, hearing your music on the radio?
Well, it was amazing hearing ourselves on the radio. Actually, our first record was with Juicy. Was Juicy with Big. We're actually not featured. A lot of people don't know that that's Total on that song. And,
okay.
And I remember coming back from Bermuda and hearing that record on the radio.
Wow.
Shortly after that, with the success of that record, we went in, we were offered a spot on the New Jersey Drive soundtrack, and that's when we went and did Can't You See. That was another successful record, and we were in the studio doing our album.
Yeah. And I understand that your mother, who unfortunately passed away in 2008, she was your biggest inspiration. How does she inspire you in your career?
I mean, my mother, it's just, her whole life just inspired me, just how she just was a mother, like as a mom, and just thinking about all the sacrifices and the struggles she went through and made to raise us. I remember there were times when we didn't have money, and my mother would give us money to go to New York to make sure we got, we was at the studio and stuff like that, and didn't even really have it when I think about it. So, and there was a lot of things, like when we grew up, my father was sick and he had a stroke, and, he was fully, he couldn't walk, he couldn't talk. And he had that stroke when I was 5, so by the time, she dealt with that the majority of our lives. And it's just seeing her strength and how she just never gave up, and she just always just, my mom just whole life just inspires me and made me the strong woman I am today. So, and she, whether it was Total or whether I decided I didn't want to do no more and go back to work or whatever, she's always just been my biggest inspiration to never, ever, ever give up.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. So when you look back at the 90s Total days, like the last time I saw you all together again was on that Drew Hill tour. When you look back at that time frame, what's your takeaway? What do you think about when you think back to those days when y'all busting out those hits and performing everywhere and videos everywhere? What's your, what do you remember?
I remember I remember, bitter with sweet, because with anything good, there's bad, but, those good moments always fill my heart, and those bad moments I learned from. So I always just look at that like we were 3 Jersey girls with a dream, and we did it, So, I love my sisters whether we on stage or not. To me, it's Total, and then it's Keisha and Pam, and you know what I'm saying? So, no regrets for me, just life lessons and plaques on my wall, stories to tell.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, I embrace it.
Yeah. So why did because we were waiting for new music, after that tour. In your opinion, why did you all no longer create new music?
Well, to be honest, and I'm not saying nothing that hasn't gone on record.
Right.
Pam really wanted to pursue her. She really wants to pursue her solo career, and
okay.
And then at one point, there was a time when we, Pam and I was touring. There was a time,
Yeah, I remember that.
Keisha was doing what she was doing, and she didn't want, she was unable to come back. So it's just, it's just timing and just respecting where we all are in our life as grown women, mothers, wives, and stuff like that.
Yeah. So what was life after, and this is I'm talking before the Bad Boy reunion tour, but what was life for you? I know you did some entrepreneurial endeavors and all that after, that the last 90s part of Total. What I know you got married, you had kids, how did your life happen from that point on?
My life grew, I matured. I experienced some things. I went back to school.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been one that I feel like, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
It's true.
You gotta have multiple eggs in your basket, and I've never been, I'm not afraid of hard work. I went back to school. I became a certified medical coder.
Nice.
I went into the office, so I could gain that experience, and I wound up becoming a consultant, being able to work at home, getting my own contracts.
Nice.
I still do that to this day,
Okay.
So,
yeah.
That's what I was doing, and life has always been good. God has really blessed me on and off the stage.
That's dope. So then I saw you and Pam. You were touring. You two doing shows, and then the Bad Boy reunion tour happens. When that happened, when you got the call, you're on the tour. We're bringing back all, everyone from, everyone that's been on Bad Boy for the most part. What was that experience like?
The Bad Boy tour?
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was just like getting back on a bike. It's just like, it's almost like, and I remember dreaming about that because I know at one time, I thought, after, life moved on and you start thinking back and I'm like, Dad, I wonder if, we could ever do it again, and I remember having dreams about that tour and for it to happen just really confirms to me that, there's a higher being,
Yeah. And it was so good. It was so good.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. Even with Puff,
right.
I thank God every day for being able to, for all of us to be able to come back in that moment. Even if it never happened,
dope too.
Never happen again. I'm good.
Yeah, I remember because shout out to Pam. She got me 2 tickets when y'all came to Atlanta. And everyone was just on point. It was like time did not stop. If anything, a lot of you all were better than back when you were younger. You know what I mean? It was just a great experience. And there's so many hits, and wow. So I read that you thought that after that y'all might continue music, but everyone was in different places.
Yeah.
And then you decide.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We definitely discussed it, and it just didn't come to fruition.
Just wasn't timing. Yeah. But now you're back with "Luv Me Back," and I heard the song. It's amazing. What made you say I'm gonna venture out and do my solo thing?
You know what? To be honest, actually, Pam, a lot of them records I was presenting for us to do as Total. And she was like, you should do them records. You should put it out. So, and then, it's Keisha as well when she, we support each other, and it's just to me, business-wise, and this is on record, and they know this, it don't make sense to me, because to me, I feel like, our hard work was finally paying off. But again, it can't, it got to be what's in your heart. It can't be about
exactly.
the dollar. So, that's where, it was at. I recorded then that song, Luv Me Back. And actually at that time when I recorded it, I was not so much in my feelings, but, I really wanted us to do, I really, I wanted.
You had that hunger.
And I mean, I wasn't ready for it to be over, that you sometimes you just got to deal with things and you got to accept things for what they are and you just got to move on.
So now doing solo, solo projects, solo artists now, what's the biggest difference? Obviously, Keisha and Pam are on stage, but what's the biggest difference for you, now the spotlight is solely on you?
It's been very empowering for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because back then, I didn't really believe in myself. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have the confidence, and for me to be stepping out on my own, and definitely the record been getting a lot of love. I haven't got one bad review on it.
No, it's good.
It's a great record. It really helps. It's really helping me a lot with my confidence and believing in myself, especially in the area of the industry. You know what I'm saying? That, I do have what it takes. I did have what it takes. I didn't have that record deal by fault.
Yeah, meant to be.
Right.
So I know you're coming out with a docuseries and a book. What can you tell us about?
A lot. The docuseries and the book, to be honest, is kind of, on the shelf. You know how that goes.
Right.
But for, the docuseries actually has been filmed, but, it's just some other stuff.
About time.
That still will be coming. The book, I was working with somebody that, and people go MIA, so now, trying to find somebody else to help me work on it. But the book is definitely not a tell-all. It's more about my life experiences and like what I'm talking about now, something more empowering, just sharing where I was at and how I grew and was able to maintain and now to be back,
doing what you love
and being able to share, and comfortable with standing on my own in that arena as far as the industry.
Right. So you're a wife, you're a mother, and solo artist. What do you want everyone to know about Kima in 2018?
What do I want everyone to know about Kima in 2018? Great question. That I want to inspire. I want to empower. I want to share my experiences in life and help other women, help other people. You know what I'm saying? I want to give back.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm excited for you. When I first saw the promos online and everything, and I heard the song, I said, "Oh, Kima got something for y'all."
Yeah. I mean, I definitely, then like once that fire was lit again, I'm like, yo,
you ready?
I ain't come back to stop. So,
so
I do appreciate and love my sisters for, encouraging me because they definitely have. They definitely have been supportive and vice versa. Anything that they got going on, anything that their heart is desiring, I pray that God bless them with that. I love them. So,
most definitely.
It's all good. Like I said, Total is one situation, but Keisha and Pam is another. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, what's the best way for everyone to keep up what you have going on and, hear the single, buy the single? I know it's on iTunes and all that. What's the best way for them to keep in contact or keep in touch?
They can follow me on all social media at Totally Kima. They can go to my website, totallykima.com. I have YouTube, Totally Kima, just Totally Kima everything.
Totally Kima everything. Kima, thank you so much for taking the time out your busy schedule. Wish you nothing but continued success with your solo project. Again, the single's called Luv Me Back. Everyone go on
Luv Me
iTunes
Back
right now and get it. Get it. You definitely do yourself a favor. Kima, continued success to you.
Yep, thank you so much for having me. Tell Pam and them I said I love them. You are fam. I thought you was a different Steve.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, but you fam.
Yeah, most definitely.
Thanks for your support. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate the interview.
I appreciate it. Well, listen, for more information about Kima and where you can listen to Luv Me Back, go to our website, thestephenknightshow.com, and we'll be right back after this.
So perfect, I thought it was real, but I couldn't tell, no. Hey mama, I guess I thought that my moving image would one day learn how to be still, but that wasn't realistic. Should've been good by now, I should've been. We should've been settling down, we should've been. I'm lost, I'm convinced I could love that man out of his ways, but I'm not okay, no. Oh mama, I'm colorblind, didn't see the signs, red flags didn't make me run, no. I was just dumb, oh, I should've been good by now, I should've been. We should've been settling down, we should've been. Shots in the dark, no. I thought if I gave my all, that he was gonna love me back. Love me back, love me back, love me back. And I thought it was okay to fall, 'cause he was gonna love me back. Love me back, not love me back, love me back, boy. You don't love me. You don't love me, no. You don't love me. Still in love, no. You don't love me. You were supposed to love me back. Still in love, no. Love me.
She in love with diamonds, it's true. Let's just keep it real. I can tell you hiding, baby. What's up with you? Tell me how you feel. 'Cause when it all comes down to it, babe, they can't love you like I do, no. Who knew it? Now we gotta get past this part. Only real love should be in your heart. If that's what you want, I got enough to tell. Every single day I hear the same thing. Been drowning in a love that wasn't meant for you. And we gotta know that we both messed up a real good thing, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She in love with diamonds, still ain't nothing behind it. I ain't wanna wanna be the one to say it, but I gotta tell the truth. You roll up and say you wanna be in love, but you don't want it, cause you don't know what to do. I ain't saying I'm the perfect man, no, still I try to understand how you feel, but you never reciprocate. You just put on your diamonds and walk away, babe. It all comes down to it, babe. They can't love you like a doe. No, know it. Now we gotta get past this part. Only real love should be in your heart. If that's what you want, I got enough to tell. Every single day I hear the same thing. Been drowning in a love that wasn't meant for you. We gotta know that we both messed up a real good thing, baby. Yeah. She in love with diamonds, still ain't nothing behind it. Every single day, I hear the same thing. You say you love me, but them diamonds made you change, baby. Diamonds made you change, baby. Oh. Cause when it all comes down to it, babe, they can't love you like a dog. Know it. Now we gotta get past this part. Only real love should be in your heart. If that's what you want, I got enough to tell. Every single day I hear the same thing. Been drowning in a love that wasn't meant for you. You gotta know that we both messed up a real good thing, baby. Yeah. She in love with diamonds, still ain't nothing behind it. I hear the same thing. Been drowning in a love that wasn't meant for you. You gotta know that we both messed up a real good thing, baby. Yeah. She in love with diamonds, still ain't nothing behind it. Every single day, I hear the same thing. You say you love me, but them diamonds made you change, baby. Diamonds made you change, baby. Oh. Every single day, I hear the same thing. You say that you love me, but them diamonds made you change, baby. Every single day, I hear the same thing. You say you love me, but them diamonds made you change, baby.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the First Lady Faith Evans, and you're listening to the Stephen Knight Show.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Adam, how's it going?
Really well. Stephen, how about you guys?
Can't complain. You have any plans for Memorial Day weekend?
No, not really. Just going to take it easy. A lot of people up here in D.C. are going to, I guess, the beaches in Maryland seem to be the places to go for the weekend. But, yeah, I think we're just going to take it easy for this one.
Okay. All right.
How about you?
I'll be here in Atlanta. I'm sure I'm going to crash. I might look out. I was thinking about having my own, but I don't feel like going through all that. So I'll probably crash one. What's going on, TK?
Hey, sir. How's going on? What's going on with you?
Can't complain. I know I'll let y'all take it away with movie reviews.
All right, sounds good. So I actually saw a couple since I've last been on, and I'll start with RBG, which is an American documentary film that follows Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She's a Supreme Court justice, and it's a documentary that kind of follows her early career and how she's become such a remarkable figure and popular in pop culture as the years went on. And if anyone has any interest in law or kind of that whole realm, it's a great movie. It gave me a lot of stuff I didn't know about, kind of things where she was dissenting on and kind of major cases that she changed over time. So if you're looking for something a little bit different, definitely check that out. And it's worth a watch. And then the second movie I saw was the big number one box office release this weekend, and that was Deadpool 2. And this one follows the story of the first Deadpool and kind of continues the adventures that Ryan Reynolds created with this character, or kind of made his signature character. And it involves a couple more people from the Marvel Universe. We don't get, of course, the X-Men, but we still get a return of Colossus, and we get a couple more people added. Cable, played by Josh Brolin, who is also Thanos in the Avengers movies, and Domino. And Domino, I can't remember her name, but it's the same girl who played in Atlanta as the girlfriend. So Zazie Beetz. And she does a really good job, too. So this is a fun movie, definitely worth checking out. If you like the first one, you'll like this one, I think, even better. I enjoyed it throughout the whole time. You know, there was a couple low points, but they really kept the action moving. And, you know, it's a great release, so definitely worth checking out.
All right. Chica?
Yeah, I agree with Adam. I saw Deadpool 2. That was my first film. And it lives up to the expectation. You know, we waited a while for the sequel to come out, and Ryan Reynolds didn't fail. And he had big shoes to fill because the original Deadpool is the number one, I should say the top grossing rated R movie ever. Mm-hmm. And so he had big shoes to fill, and he came through with flying colors. And to give you a little backstory on Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool, he played Deadpool in the Wolverine origin story. The version of Deadpool that he played, he was not happy with. So from that point on, he was determined to tell a Deadpool story. So for 8 years, he fought to get the film that he wrote and he produced made, which was the first Deadpool. And so off the strength of the first Deadpool and the success, he was able now to do the second Deadpool. So I've always been a fan of Ryan Reynolds forever and all the movies that he's ever been in, but I have newfound respect, but since this Deadpool series, I have a greater respect for him and his artistry, just simply because this is something that he created from soup to nuts. It had nothing to do with Marvel in its inception, except the fact that it was a Marvel character. He whole genre and how it was going to be delivered and, you know, the characters and the story all on his own. So shout out to Ryan, the cast and crew of Deadpool for having a successful movie. And if you haven't seen it yet, be sure to look with your eagle eyes because there are some stars that aren't in the front and center. You have to look really good, but there's some features in there. Pay attention. And also, because it's a Marvel film, stay after the credits.
All right.
Yeah.
Second thing that I watched, it's 13 Reasons Why Season 2.
I started watching that.
Yeah, so last year I watched 13 Reasons Why, and I did screen that on, a review that rather, on the Stephen Knight Show. And the original series of Season 1 was basically about a high school girl who commits suicide and the aftermath of that suicide. She actually leaves tapes telling everyone who she felt was involved in her suicide, why she committed suicide, and what their contribution to her suicide was. Season 2 is the aftermath of that suicide. And I was questioning what could they possibly tackle on the second installment, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant. It doesn't fail. It's just as good as the first season, if not better. And I have to give, a salute and a shout-out to Selena Gomez, who is the producer and the creator of 13 Reasons Why. And this series has opened up great dialogue and discussion with teenagers, school faculty, and parents about teenagers and the actual lives that they're actually living as it relates to their plights, just being in high school, the bullying, the suicides, the sexuality, just the coming of age and all the pressures and the stress that goes along with that. I urge families to watch this together. It is parental discretion advised, and there are hard subject matters to deal with, and it can get pretty graphic, but if you watch it as a family, I guarantee you will have educated conversation after, and you will walk away with a better understanding and an education as to high school life and what your child or a child you may know is going through in today's society with children in high school. Definitely check that out. It's awesome. It's one of the best shows that are streaming right now. So check it out.
All right. Anything coming down the pipeline?
So Solo. That's the big release next weekend, or this Memorial Day weekend, the Han Solo story. and I think both Chica and I are really excited to see that one.
Yes. Yeah. It's I think George Lucas and the whole Star Wars saga brand itself, the way that they tell these little side stories and prequels to the big stories is brilliant. And this will be, young Han Solo, and we know from The Empire Strikes Back that Lando Calrissian was his best friend that actually traded on him and turned him in. It was Empire Strikes Back, right? Yeah. So this is the prequel to all of that. And Solo is Han Solo's story and his journey as he enters the realm of the Force and his integration into that whole storyline. So I can't wait to see it. And then where they will go from there.
Glover.
Yeah. As Lando Calrissian. I saw a couple pictures from the red carpet, and he actually got to meet Billy D. Williams, who played Lando Calrissian in the original. And so to see them two on the red carpet together was just like, I'm sure to be there was a surreal moment, but I love seeing that.
Yeah. I'm excited about his part in it.
Mm-hmm. All right. And coming down the line, in the future, I think Adam, October is Venom. I'm looking toward that. And I don't really know what's in between, like, for the summer movies. Technically, this weekend kicks off the summer season, and Solo is the big movie for me. I don't know if there's any other movie that you are interested in, but that is the movie that's really on my list.
Not at the moment. Right now, it's my radar Solo, and then there's still a lot of kind of independent movies that come out of the woodwork that I don't even think about that will probably be on my radar as well. But, Solo's the big one.
It's interesting. I was listening, I don't know why, I was in the gym, and I was listening to an old show from like 2015, and there was movie reviews, and you all were talking about Avengers coming out this year. I thought that was funny.
Oh, wow.
Nice. We're just that dope.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much for letting us know what to spend our money on and what to save. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, and I'll talk to you in 2 weeks.
All right. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Thanks.
All right. Right back after this.
Cinematic music.
Show 'em how to move like it's your only option. Show 'em how to go, girl, 'cause you do it flawless. She be like, he be like, my haters be like, rep your town tonight. And we on. Show 'em how it's done when your back is in the corner, but your dream is number one. She be like, he be like, I be like, yeah. Let me start this anthem all proper. From poverty, I still finish college. Do it all, keep my face stay shining, 'cause your boy right here is a soldier. Back to the music, telling you why I do it. For my brother, his daughter, my dreams stick to it. I lost a few on the way, miss them all the time, but I keep the memories alive on the music. Thought I wouldn't do it, thought I couldn't do it. Thought I wouldn't do it, thought I couldn't do it. Thought I wouldn't do it, and I couldn't do it. Watch me do it. Show 'em how to move like it's your only option. Show 'em how to go, girl, 'cause you do it flawless. She be like, he be like, my haters be like, rep your town tonight. And we on. Show 'em how it's done when your back is in the corner, but your dream is number one. She be like, he be like, I be like, yeah. People telling me you only get better, so don't stop, bruh. You deserve to win for sure. Got $1 and a dream, and no 100 guarantees I'm gonna make it out this life. That's cool with me. Trust in my faith and my beliefs. Music therapy. So I just wanna be the man I am, yeah. They thought I wouldn't do it, thought I couldn't do it, thought I wouldn't
Show him how to go, girl, cause you do it flawless. She be like, he be like, my hitters be like, rep your town tonight. And we on. Show him how it's done when your back is in the corner, but your dream is number one. She be like, he be like, I be like, yeah, 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 yeah.
I came from nothing, came from shit. Had a goal to set, I had a name to get. I turned pain to strength, I gave fame a grip. I changed lanes to gain, and my aims to live. Had to show them how, call this tutorial. Make history, this historical. Niggas hating, that's just adorable. Went from poor and that shit's affordable. All I need is my team now. More trees, more lean now. I'm heating up, I got steam now. This real shit, it ain't a dream now. I moved up and got paid quick. YH, who I stayed with. And this here look beautiful, like the baddest bitches I laid with. They thought I wouldn't do it. They thought that I would quit. Can't take no losses, I'm a boss. Tell all y'all bosses I'm the shit. Y'all boys so off, but I'm a hit. Got no time to talk, I'm getting rich. Can't hear yo talking like I'm deaf. And I kill no coughing with the shit.
Show him how to move like it's your only option. Show him how to go, girl, cause you do it flawless. She be like, he be like, my hitters be like, rep your town tonight. And we on. Show him how it's done when your back is in the corner, but your dream is number one. She be like, he be like, I be like, yeah, 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 yeah.
Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl, Monisa, and you're listening to The Stephen Knight Show.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Aaron Cosby, how's it going?
Stevie K.
How are you?
Stevie Mother and K. What's up, bud?
Yeah, how was your weekend?
Fabulous, fantastic, all that. Yes,
Okay.
everything. It was really nice. Yours?
I had a good weekend. It was good. It was kind of laid back. Well, what's going on in the world of sports?
Well, did you watch Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals?
I saw some of it. I saw that LeBron did his thing. They blew him out.
They blew him out. Yes, they did. So they are back in the series, man.
Yes.
Now 2-1, Boston. They're playing tonight, actually, in about 8 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland has a chance to untie it up. So
this will be a big game. A big game for them.
Yeah. This is huge. Game 3 was huge.
Yeah.
Game 4 is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Boston wins this game tonight, and then Game 5 is back in Boston, where Cleveland has not played well.
Hey, Ron, you sound like a little low.
What about now?
No, much better. Okay, go ahead. You said if Boston what? Start there.
Yeah, I was saying this is huge. Game 3 was huge, but Game 4, this game tonight, is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 10 U's, H, then 10 U's, and then GE. Like, it's huge.
Right.
And so, yeah. So if Cleveland loses this game, it's a wrap because Boston will likely go back home for Game 5 and go ahead and just close it on out.
Yeah.
But if Cleveland wins this, then this is officially a series, and it's the best of 3. And I don't know. I got my money on King James. If they win tonight, I say that Cleveland will win the series.
All right. Well, you heard it here
first.
You heard it here first.
So Boston, welcome to the finals.
Right. You made it.
Right.
That's funny.
But no. But yeah, if Cleveland wins this one, it's a series, and I just think that King James will put the team on his back, and he will will them to victory.
Yeah.
But this is important. This game tonight is important. All right. Congrats to the Las Vegas Golden Knights, better known as the Vegas Golden Knights. which is Las Vegas's National Hockey League team.
Okay.
This is their first year of existence, and they are in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh wow, that's huge.
Yes.
That's huge.
This is a huge sports story. Like this is huge. This is huge. So, you know what do you think about the name Vegas Knights?
It's not bad.
I kind of like, I was thinking because, okay, Vegas Golden Knights, it's cool to
right.
Vegas Knights. I just think of Vegas Knights as literally Vegas Knights, partying,
oh, yeah. That's what you mean.
Night in Vegas.
Yeah.
Even though it will be spelled, just like your last name, Knights,
right.
whatever, Knights.
Mm-hmm.
But you can kind of play on the meaning. It can be a double meaning. Vegas Knights.
Like
Vegas
my song, Nightlife.
The Nightlife, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Stephen Nightlife, but then it's the Nightlife. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Vegas Knights, that's definitely that would be a good play on words that way. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. So, night. So, all right. Have you watched the Western Conference Finals?
I did not.
All right.
But I do know the Golden State. Yeah, they're up 2-1, right? Yeah.
2-1. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
they got this
right
one.
now. I'm gonna say Golden State's got it. They're playing very, very, just very old school. Meaning, last year, the year before, like they're just playing that at such a high level that
high scoring games too. Mm-hmm.
Championship high level, yeah. So, we might end up seeing Golden State and Cleveland again.
No. Right. Exactly.
It's going to get old. Like this is getting old. Like if it's Cleveland and Golden State again, the NBA come on, but you know what? Let me take that back because back in the 90s when the Bulls were, winning all those championships, people didn't really say anything about it. No, it was the Bulls. It was a dynasty. I think what was great though about the Bulls was at least in the Western Conference there was a new team every year pretty much, except for the last 2 years when the Utah Jazz went back to back. But the other 4 years that the Bulls won, they played 4 different teams from the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's Cleveland, Golden State every year.
Every year.
Golden State, Golden State. Yeah. So it just if it's Cleveland, if it's Golden State, Boston, cool. If it's Cleveland, Houston, all right. We just need spice it up a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Spice it up.
Yeah.
Or Bron can just move out of Cleveland, and go to some other team. We'll see. But something.
Something different.
This could be the last year for the Cleveland Golden State final. If
that's how it goes down. Yeah, exactly.
If it goes there. So anyway, that's all I got on sports, man. Because it is raining here. It's alerts and stuff going through phones.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. So it's a lot.
Be safe out there.
All right. Thank you, brother.
All right. Right back after this.
I testify I'm hurting in the inside. inside, they judge me by my outside. For the door I will ride, my son's smile is my pride. All this pain I can't hide, life has no tour guide. With that success, yeah, we ruthless. A lion's heart in this boy's chest. Forever real till my last breath. My grandmama still in hospital. They said I chop a leg off, I'm like a crazy dude. That woman saved my life, bruh. Don't tell me that this, bruh. Give me a minute, bruh. Yeah, I need it, bruh. Don't take it away, bruh. What a life, bruh. Please have mercy, bruh. I will care for you. I pray to God, may all these blessings rain on you. We've been through pain, but trust me that we will survive and stay alive and run it out. Through God will shine. Raise your fists up to the real ones, yeah. More power to the real ones, yeah. More power to the real ones, yeah. Raise your fists to the real ones, yeah. Raise your hands up to the real ones, yeah. More power to the real ones, yeah. More power to the real ones, yeah. I will care for you. I pray to God, may all these blessings rain on you. We've been through pain, but trust me that we will survive and stay alive and run it out. Through God will shine. God bless to the real, we all miss you. God bless to the real, we all miss you.
This is Savage.
And this is Ty.
And we are from the Articulate Podcast, and you are listening to The Stephen Knight Show.
Well, that's our show. Shout out to Michal M. Day and Kima for joining us tonight. And for more information about both of them, go to our website, thestephenknightshow.com. Have a great weekend, great and safe Memorial Day weekend, and we'll talk to you in 2 weeks. Good night.
Tonight is all eyes on me. Everything